host of the #1 health podcast in the world, professor of neurobiology at Stanford University, and the internet's most loved or hated neuroscientist. Can you guess who we're talking about? That's right, Andrew Huberman. Known for his science-backed routines to optimize energy levels and productivity, the internet was quick to love Huberman. His YouTube channel gaining over 5 million subscribers with testimonials after testimonials about how life-changing their routines were. And this is me, just your regular schmegular average girl. My morning routine consisted of waking up, grabbing my phone, scrolling through YouTube and Instagram for hours and hours in bed, and finally at last scrolling through some TikTok. And in the hopes of becoming more productive and less of a grub, I tried out his morning routine tips for a month, consisting of waking up early, sunlight exposure, cold showers, meditation, hydration, and exercise. So let's go back to the beginning. Why did I start? I was in Korea for 2 months, and though it was fun for the first few weeks staying up and hanging out with friends, by the end of the trip, I was really craving a routine. My friend Daniel suggested we do Andrew Huberman's routine together alongside with my boyfriend. My goal for the 30 days was to push myself to the full potential, gain back my lost routine from the holiday, and honestly, just have a good time. So with goals set and friends for accountability, we started a challenge. Step 1. Wake up early. I'd been waking up at 9 a.m, but for this challenge, we communally decided to wake up consistently at 7. And if you're like me, you might be thinking, does it really matter what time you wake up if you're getting 8 hours of sleep? Well, friends, turns out there is a plethora of science behind the benefits of waking up early with the sun. To sum it up, just think 2 things: sunlight and circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is your body's natural internal clock. It tells you when it's time to wake up, be active, and when it's time to wind down and go to sleep. Waking up with the sun can help to align your circadian rhythm with the natural light-dark cycle, promoting better sleep at night and improved overall health. So basically, you're waking up early to see the morning sun, which we'll talk about more in like 30 seconds. It took around a week for my out-of-whack wake-up schedule to be fixed. I naturally began sleeping earlier, with the tiredness kicking in around 10 p.m. Step 2. Morning sunlight exposure. Good morning. It is a beautiful day today. So yes, if I was to recommend one thing from this entire challenge to you guys, I think it would be the morning sunlight. I know I'm like struggling to open my eyes right now, but just having to wake yourself up and having to go outside, I think you're already doing like the hardest part of the morning. I think I felt the most immediate effects through morning sunlight. Like I could feel myself waking up. You might wake up really groggy and cranky like a little monster, but when you see the sunlight, it really does like wake you up. Oh my god, my voice is not cooperating with me. Oh my. And funny story, actually, there was a day where I didn't do the routine at all in the morning, but surprisingly, I felt my body like almost craving to go outside and see the sun. And that was like 5 days after I started the challenge. So I think that comes to show that your body does adjust to new things quite quickly, especially if it's good for you. Essentially, you're not looking directly at the sun because that's gonna burn. Another tip my friend taught me is to look far out into the distance, and this really improves with eyesight. And I can say firsthand that it does help. And if I got $1 for every time Andrew Huberman said morning sunlight, I'd be on the plane to Italy right now. Point being, this is one of Andrew Huberman's greatest tips. He recommends to get morning sunlight in the first hour of being awake, or ideally as soon as you wake up, even on cloudy days. Some more benefits of morning sunlight is that it increases early day cortisol release, the ideal time for elevated cortisol, and prepares the body for sleep later that night. A morning spike in cortisol will also positively influence your immune system, metabolism, and ability to focus during the day. Highly recommend go get your morning sunlight. Step 3, cold showers. This is what I least look forward to in the entire routine, and to think of doing it for 30 days straight every day was just pure torture to me. But here's the cool thing. If chocolate increases dopamine levels by 50%, then guess by how much cold showers do. Is it A, 50%, B, 100%, C, 150%, or D, 250%? If you answered D, you would be correct by a whopping 250%. So besides increased mood, other benefits of cold showers are improved circulation, reduced inflammation, boosted metabolism, and preventing muscle soreness. My biggest worry, and perhaps yours, is getting sick, but your body is much more anti anti-fragile than you think. In fact, cold showers help you be more resistant to the flu and catching the cold by improving your immune system. The beginner protocol for cold showers was to start with a quick 15-second cold shower, change back to normal temperature, and then end with 15 seconds of cold water. My lovely boyfriend once told me that taking a cold shower is perfect training for all the hard things in the world. The process is the same. You have the initial period of hesitation and doubt and the desire to run away and fear the cold. But once you're in, your body and your mind gets used to it, and it's not as bad as you imagined. Step 4, meditation. My first impression of meditation was this: sitting down, humming with Zen music in the background. And though this is somewhat true, there's actually many different types of meditation. We decided on focused meditation, that is focusing on your breathing and how you feel. We aim for 10 minutes a day, and a trick we learned was to count 60 breaths, 5 seconds in and 5 seconds out. The first few times I caught myself often checking my phone to see if the 10 minutes had passed or just getting really bored of it. But for something to be in full effect, you need to understand the benefit of it. Meditation helps you be comfortable in your own body and mind once again, which is especially needed in a time where our attention spans are getting shorter, our minds being constantly fed with digital content. A good way of thinking about it is this: the harder it is for you to do, the more you need to do it. It took me around a month to fully get used to meditating, but it was so worth it. By the end of it, time no longer being an issue. I found my mind was the noisiest and most disorganized in the morning, and meditation helped provide mental clarity. Like, try meditating now. Pause the video, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. If you found yourself distracted and easily losing focus, you probably need meditation. Step 5, hydration. We all know how important water is for you, but in reality, so little of us pay attention to our daily water intake. Think about it like this: waking up from sleep, your body has gone roughly 8 hours without water. So you can imagine how much your body wants to rehydrate first thing in the morning. Andrew Huberman's twist to morning hydration is adding half a teaspoon of salt into your water. This is because your neurons need sodium alongside magnesium and potassium in order to function. And by adding salt, it can help with alertness and stabilize blood sugar. It tastes exactly how you'd imagine it to taste, like salty. Also, I should mention here that I don't drink coffee, and so opting for water first thing in the morning was quite easy. But for the coffee drinkers watching, I got you. Dr. Huberman recommends drinking coffee 90 to 120 minutes after waking up to avoid that afternoon crash. So I actually ended up drinking salt water for only about a week. Call me a baby, but the water was just too salty for me. So instead, I opted for apple cider vinegar, which arguably tastes equally as bad, if not worse, but I did feel the benefits much more immediately. It helps lower blood sugar levels, which helps reduce cravings, improves digestion, and bowel activity. If you do end up taking apple cider vinegar, make sure you dilute it with water and drink it through a straw, because it can damage your tooth enamel and your gums. And sadly, gums don't grow back. Step 6, exercise. I was more of an afternoon exercise person, and so the thought of exercising first thing in the morning was just absolutely dreadful to me. My biggest concern was exercising without breakfast. Every time I ever tried working out on an empty stomach, I would feel a massive crash in energy in the afternoon. And well, this turned out to be somewhat true. During the first week, I felt less energy during my workouts, my usual runs feeling longer, and the weights feeling heavier than usual. By the afternoon, I did find myself taking more naps, which in turn affected my sleep schedule. But with all things, my body just needed time to adjust to this new change. I needed to train my body to be more efficient in utilizing my stored energy sources. And after a week, lo and behold, my body got accustomed to it, anticipating working out around 8 AM. I also liked how doing exercise in the morning freed up more time to do other things later in the day. The sense of accomplishment carries through to other activities, and overall, you just feel more productive and in a better mood. And it's not just a feeling, it's science too. It's all about dopamine. The amount of pleasure that you eventually experience is directly related to how much pain you experience. This graph from Andrew Huberman's video on After School perfectly depicts this visually. The arc of dopamine experienced after pain is almost double the arc of dopamine through pleasure. All these hard things in the routine is best summed up with this comment: seek pain, gain pleasure; seek pleasure, gain pain. So that's all 6 protocols of the morning routine. Now let's revise the goals. Did I push myself to the full potential? Yes. Did I gain back my lost routine from my holiday?
semi-yes. In that month and a bit after, I was super consistent in doing all 6 of these protocols. Now it's been around 3 months since then, and some things really stuck with me, like cold showers, morning exercise, and hydration, while some others I'm still learning to be more consistent with, doing it maybe once a week or once 2 days, like meditation or even morning sunlight. I know and have all this valuable information, and now it's really about execution and practicing in private what I share on YouTube. So really, we're doing this together, learning to be consistent and keeping each other accountable. And lastly, did I have a good time? Yes. To wrap up this video, here are some tips to kickstart your morning routine if you're planning to incorporate these protocols. Number 1, get enough quality sleep. Everything is dictated by sleep. Number 2, don't beat yourself up if you don't wake up early a few days. Life happens. Just get back on track the next day and keep going. Number 3, have people to keep you accountable. Learn to be honest about your progress to yourself and to others. Number 4, it's okay to take naps. Just make sure you don't exceed 30 minutes. Number 5, remember your body needs time to adjust to new things. Initially, it might seem like your efforts are going to waste if you're still feeling groggy and not productive, but just remember it's an adjustment period and you'll feel the benefits in no time. Just keep going. And the last tip is to use a checklist to track down what you've completed. I personally found this very helpful as well, especially when you're trying out new things and a lot of them at the same time. And that's it! I hope you guys learned something new or feel encouraged to try something out. If you have some more insights and tips to share, please let us know in the comments down below. And big shout out to the man, Andrew Huberman. I've definitely learned so much and know I have so much more to learn, so thank you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. You got this.
Also, how cool is this? I got a new mic and I feel so professional with this. Hopefully this is recording, because if not, that'd be very sad. Go get your sunlight.